Hello, I'm Steven, the calculator guy, and today we're going to talk about Olympus's new feature, OlyZaps, and we're going to clear a bit of the air on some of the confusion regarding Wonderland Time, the Index, and their market cap. So first, OlyZaps. OlyZaps is a new feature where you can take any of your assets on the Ethereum blockchain and zap them into SOhm, which saves you a couple transaction fees. So let's say I want to use, I guess I have some Strong. I know it's going to cost me more in Strong or in Ethereum to do this because of fees, but so this is what you would do. You would max that asset, whatever it is. So it's gonna be two. It's gonna be two different transactions. You're gonna have to approve it first, which is going to be a $18 transaction, which isn't that bad. I know this is gonna be more than it's worth, but I do it for you guys. So then you confirm. $33. I'm gonna overpay, but so anyways, you will. Cool, this is done. All right, so you'll approve that, and then you'll be able to zap it directly into staked ohm. So instead of selling an asset for ohm, and then, which is at least one transaction, right? You may have to approve that asset first, then sell it, then stake it, right? So that's 3 transactions. What this does is it saves you a transaction, because now what I'm doing is if it's already approved, it's only one transaction. So once you approve the asset once, you shouldn't have to approve it ever again. So let's say I approve Ethereum, because that's what I'm going to be zapping into ohm most frequently. I approve Ethereum one time, and then any time between now and the indefinite future, I can then use only one transaction to zap my Ethereum into staked ohm, as opposed to taking my Ethereum over to a swap, selling it for ohm, which is one transaction, and then bringing it over to Olympus DAO, and then staking it, which is another transaction. So it saves you at least one transaction, in some cases multiple transactions. So let's see if that went through. Now the amazing thing with the Ethereum chain is that not only is it super expensive, but also it is slower than most other chains. So if you're the kind of person who doesn't like doing things quickly, Ethereum might be right for you. And if you're the kind of person who loves burning money every time you do anything, Ethereum might be right for you. So anyways, I actually spent some money to see if they added zapping features to the bonds, because that would be huge. That would be massive. And so I did that. And it appears that they didn't. So I hope that they do one day in the far and distant future, because what zapping with bonds would allow is for you to save so much money on transaction fees. Because right now, if you wanted to create an ohm wrapped ETH LP, you have to have 50% ohm, 50% wrapped ETH, which who knows what you're going to do in terms of transactions to get to that point. You know, purchasing one, selling some for the other one, making sure it's 50%, and then going over and adding that liquidity pool, probably approving that liquidity first on Uniswap, then adding it. Just the amount of transactions makes me feel nauseous. And then you'd have to come here, and then you'd have to approve it, then you'd have to bond it. It's just like you're looking at literally around 5 to 7 transactions, which on Ethereum is yeah, so literally almost $200 to $300. Could be more than that depending on the day of the week and the gas. So what zapping would allow you to do is take all ohm or all wrapped ETH, come over here, do one approval fee, and then zap, and it would just take that asset, split it in two, create an LP token, push it into there, and bond for you, right? So instead of 7 transactions, you have 2 transactions. So I really hope that's up and coming. I hope that's something. If they're working with Zapper now, maybe we'll get some bond zapping soon. Okay, so is this transaction done? Can I still? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous. And if I cancel it, I get no... Okay, anyways, we are going to now talk about Wonderland Time. So that's OlyZaps, right? You can take any asset on the Ethereum blockchain. I imagine any asset, because I mean, this is not necessarily a really popular asset. Neither is, well, Strong is kind of popular in some circles. But so these are the assets in my wallet. I think that's why it's populated up here, which is kind of cool. But you can take these assets and zap them directly into staked OHM, which is going to save you at least one transaction, which can be meaningful on the Ethereum blockchain. Very excited about GOHM, which should handle a lot of the gas issues and cross-chain compatibility issues. So that's OHM 2.0. I did a video about that a long time ago, and I believe that, you know, hopefully by the new year we will have OHM 2.0. Fingers crossed. Knock on wood. Okay, so I tweeted at Danny that I was curious, to say the least, as to why the price of wrapped memo was so much more than the index times the price. Because that's how wrapped SOHM works, right? That's how a lot of other wrapped staked tokens work, is that they're valued at the index times the price. And so I tweeted this out, and I was probably more aggressive than I should have been. And I also said, and by the way, how come your market cap is broken? I didn't say that. I said, why are you using the fully diluted market cap instead of the circulating supply market cap? So let's address those two things. You know, in the back of my mind, I thought, you know, maybe there was like some secret people who had been staking time before it was publicly released, and that's why the index is like 4 times higher. It wasn't that. It's, you know, it wasn't nefarious. For whatever reason, unbeknownst to me still, the actual index for time is this times 4.5. So there's a constant of 4.5, which seems arbitrarily chosen, that is a coefficient of this number. So if you want to find the wrapped memo price mathematically, or if you want to find out how much time you have based on your wrapped memo, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is make a calculation. And I did that. So here we go. Here are all the formulas that you might need. It's super simple. The memo price is that constant times the index times memo price. And this is exactly what we saw with wrapped SOHM, except for without the constant. So if you look at wrapped SOHM price, it'll tell you that it's just the price of SOHM times the index. And that's what we might have expected, what I expected at least, from the wrapped memo price. However, there's just simply this 4.5 constant, which is not a big deal. There's nothing nefarious about a 4.5 constant. So I apologize if I offended anyone with my tweet. And so if you want to use these formulas, by all means you can. I am thinking about adding these to the rebase calculator, because I think it could be useful for some people to just sort of swap back and forth and understand sort of where these come from. So I'll probably do that by the end of today, and I might publish it on Twitter. Okay, let's now go to market caps. So, if you are a person who likes to compare market caps, you may have looked at Olympus DAO's market cap, 4.2 billion, looked at the Wonderland Time market cap, 3 billion, and said, oh my gosh, Wonderland Time is so close to getting to Olympus DAO's market cap. And that's just simply not an accurate statement. Wonderland Time is an incredibly successful protocol. If you've seen my channel, you know that I love Time, I love Wonderland, love the ecosystem. Big supporter of Danny's goals and visions insofar as he speaks about them. But comparing this market cap to this one is not comparing like to like. And here's why. This is a circulating supply market cap, which means they're taking the total number of tokens in circulations and multiplying that by the price of OHM. This is, and you can fight me on this, a fully diluted market cap, which means they're taking the total number of tokens in existence and multiplying that by the price. Now, why are those two numbers different? It's because of the treasury. So if you look here, the fully diluted market cap would be the market cap plus the treasury, which is this number plus this number. So this number would actually be around 5 billion. And the reason, and the way you can check that is by going over to Etherscan and looking at the Olympus Dow Etherscan, which is, like I said, 5 billion. This is the treasury, which is not in circulation, plus the circulating supply. Generally speaking, a rule of thumb is that most published market caps have amounts subtracted from them, and those amounts are usually the non-circulating supplies. So any non-circulating tokens are usually, as a rule of thumb, not counted in the published market cap. However, protocols can publish whichever market cap they want. The fully diluted market cap is still a market cap to publish. So, what number would be accurately compared to Olympus Dow's? Well, you would want their market cap minus their treasury. So you would get closer to 2.2, right? Yeah, 2.2, 2.1 billion. And if you wanted that number, you just go over to CoinGecko, and they will give you the market cap at roughly 2 billion, right? So it's 2 billion compared to 4.2 billion, not 4.2 billion compared to 3 billion, which is dramatically different numbers and dramatically different ratios that we're looking at. If you wanted to compare the fully diluted, you could compare 3 billion to 5 billion, which would be a more accurate comparison as well. So when comparing like to like, just understand that Olympus Dow publishes their circulating supply market cap, Wonderland Time publishes their fully diluted market cap. And I understand there are different definitions of fully diluted, but I stand by the fact that one of the definitions of fully diluted market cap is the total number of coins in existence multiplied by the price. I understand also that you can account for future minted coins that will be minted on a particular time frame or a total max possible supply, but for inflationary tokens, for all intents and purposes, it makes more sense to just take the total number of coins in existence at any given moment and multiply that by the price in order to get the fully diluted market cap. And you can fight me on that if you want to. And if you win, then you win, right? If you're more right than I am, by all means, I will always change my opinion, because I would rather be right and look like a fool than be wrong and look self-righteous. So, anyways, that's what's going on there. So hopefully I've covered as much as I can with this video. Olympus has OlyZaps. I'm really looking forward to the day where you can zap into bonds. You can't do that yet. Let's see if that transaction ever went through. Okay, I can, right? Can I? Enter amount. Okay, so I can zap stake. And let's just see what a zap stake transaction would look like. I'm Steven. I have a Patreon in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. No.